Forgiveness is often seen as a virtue, a sign of moral superiority. But in Stoicism, forgiveness is not always the right path. There are situations where holding on to your principles, your self-respect, and your integrity is more important than letting go. Forgiving too easily can lead to repeated offenses and a life filled with unnecessary pain. In this video, we'll explore 10 situations where, according to Stoic wisdom, forgiveness is not just unnecessary, it's detrimental to your growth and well-being. When your values are disrespected. As a Stoic, your values are your guiding principles. They define who you are and how you live your life. When someone disrespects these values, it's not just a personal affront, it's an attack on the very foundation of your character. In such moments, forgiving the offender without addressing the violation is akin to allowing cracks in your foundation to spread unchecked. The Stoics believed that living in accordance with nature meant living in harmony with your rational mind and moral compass. To allow someone to disrespect your values without consequence is to compromise that harmony. Instead of forgiving, take this opportunity to assert your principles clearly and firmly. Make it known that your values are not up for negotiation, and that anyone who wishes to remain in your life must respect them. This is not about being inflexible or holding a grudge. It's about maintaining the integrity of your character. By refusing to forgive such an offense, you demonstrate to yourself and others that your values are non-negotiable, and that they are the bedrock upon which your life is built. Moreover, this approach reinforces the Stoic ideal of living a life of virtue. By holding steadfast to your values, you ensure that your actions are always in line with your ethical beliefs. This consistency is crucial for achieving inner peace and self-respect. In the end, the respect you command from others will stem not from your willingness to forgive, but from your unwavering commitment to your principles. When trust is betrayed. Trust is a delicate yet vital component of any relationship, be it personal or professional. It takes time to build, but can be shattered in an instant. The Stoics viewed trust as a sacred bond, forged through consistent, virtuous behavior. When someone betrays your trust, it's not just an isolated incident, it's a profound violation of that bond. To forgive such a betrayal without demanding accountability is to diminish the value of trust itself. In Stoicism, the concept of oikeiosis, or natural affection, underpins our relationships with others. This concept suggests that our connections are based on mutual respect and understanding. When trust is betrayed, this mutuality is broken. Instead of rushing to forgive, it's crucial to reflect on the nature of the betrayal and what it reveals about the other person's character. Are they likely to repeat the offense? Do they truly understand the gravity of their actions? Rather than offering forgiveness too readily, the Stoic approach would be to reevaluate the relationship. Set clear boundaries and communicate the importance of trust as a cornerstone of any meaningful connection. If the person shows genuine remorse and takes steps to rebuild that trust, then, and only then, should forgiveness be considered. Until that point, it is wise to protect yourself and your well-being by withholding forgiveness and allowing trust to be re-earned through consistent, honorable actions. When manipulation is at play. Manipulation is one of the most insidious forms of harm, often subtle and difficult to detect until the damage is done. It involves someone twisting your thoughts, feelings, or actions to serve their own agenda, often at your expense. For a Stoic, whose philosophy is grounded in rationality and autonomy, being manipulated is a profound violation of your personal agency. To forgive a manipulator without addressing their behavior is to invite further exploitation and undermine your own rational decision-making. The Stoic approach to dealing with manipulation is rooted in the principle of prohairesis, or the ability to choose your own actions based on rational thought. When you recognize that someone has manipulated you, it's essential to confront the situation with reason and clarity. Analyze the tactics used and the intentions behind them. Are they trying to control your decisions, undermine your confidence, or steer you away from your true path? Instead of forgiving and forgetting, take steps to reclaim your autonomy. Confront the manipulator, if safe to do so, and make it clear that their behavior is unacceptable. Establish firm boundaries and, if necessary, distance yourself from the person to prevent further harm. By refusing to forgive manipulation, you protect your rational mind and preserve your ability to act in accordance with your true nature. Furthermore, this approach helps you maintain a clear sense of self and purpose. In the face of manipulation, the Stoic must remain anchored in their principles and values. By resisting manipulation and holding manipulators accountable, you strengthen your resolve and reinforce your commitment to living a life guided by reason and virtue. When abuse occurs. Abuse, in any form, physical, emotional, or psychological, is a direct assault on your dignity and well-being. The Stoics believe that each person has an innate value, and that maintaining one's dignity is essential for living a virtuous life. Forgiving an abuser without demanding justice or consequences not only diminishes your self-worth but also perpetuates the cycle of abuse. For Stoics, the concept of apatheia, or freedom from destructive emotions, is central to maintaining inner peace. However, apatheia does not mean passivity in the face of wrongdoing. When faced with abuse, the Stoic response is not to suppress the natural emotions of anger or hurt, but to channel them into constructive action. This might mean seeking help, setting firm boundaries, or removing yourself from the abusive situation altogether. Forgiveness in the context of abuse can often be misinterpreted as acceptance or a sign of weakness. But for a Stoic, true strength lies in standing up for oneself and refusing to allow one's dignity to be trampled. By withholding forgiveness, you assert your worth and make it clear that abuse will not be tolerated under any circumstances. Moreover, this stance sends a powerful message to others who might be suffering from similar situations. By refusing to forgive abuse, you demonstrate that it is possible to break free from the cycle of harm and reclaim your life. In doing so, you not only protect yourself but also contribute to a broader culture that does not condone or excuse abusive behavior. When lies are used to deceive. Honesty is a cornerstone of Stoic ethics. The Stoics believed that living in accordance with nature meant living in accordance with truth. When someone lies to you, especially with the intent to deceive, it is a violation of this principle. Forgiving a lie without confronting the deception undermines your commitment to truth and opens the door to further dishonesty. In Stoic thought, the pursuit of truth is not just a moral duty but a path to personal growth and understanding. Lies, on the other hand, create a false reality that distorts your perception and can lead you away from your true path. When someone lies to you, it's not just a matter of personal betrayal. It's an attack on your ability to see the world clearly and make informed decisions. Rather than forgiving the lie and moving on, the Stoic approach is to confront the deception directly. Demand honesty from those around you and make it clear that falsehoods will not be tolerated. This might involve difficult conversations or even the end of a relationship, but it is essential for maintaining your integrity and commitment to truth. Furthermore, by refusing to forgive lies, you uphold a standard of honesty in your relationships and interactions. This standard not only protects you from future deceptions, but also encourages those around you to be truthful and transparent. In a world where dishonesty is often tolerated, the The Stoics' commitment to truth stands as a beacon of integrity and virtue. When repeated offenses occur. Forgiveness is a noble act, but when it becomes a pattern in response to repeated offenses, it can signal a dangerous cycle of enablement. The Stoics believed in learning from experience and using reason to guide one's actions. When someone repeatedly wrongs you and expects forgiveness each time, it's a clear sign that they do not respect your boundaries or your well-being. In Stoicism, the idea of practical wisdom or phronesis is central to making sound decisions. If someone continues to offend without making any effort to change, forgiving them over and over again is not wise. It's a failure to protect yourself. Instead, the Stoic approach is to recognize the pattern, set firm boundaries, and take decisive action to break the cycle. This might mean having a candid conversation with the person about their behavior, or it might mean removing them from your life altogether. The key is to prioritize your own well-being and the integrity of your relationships. By refusing to forgive repeated offenses, you send a clear message that your kindness should not be mistaken for weakness. Moreover, this approach helps you maintain your self-respect and ensures that you are not taken advantage of. In the face of repeated offenses, the Stoic must remain steadfast, using reason to guide their actions and protecting themselves from those who do not value their time, energy, or trust. When others blame you unjustly. Unjust blame can be deeply damaging, both to your reputation and your sense of self. The Stoics believed in the importance of maintaining one's honor and standing up for what is right. When you are unfairly blamed or accused, forgiving the accuser without setting the record straight can allow false narratives to take root and spread. In Stoicism, the concept of justice is one of the cardinal virtues. Justice involves not only treating others fairly but also ensuring that you are treated fairly in return. When faced with unjust blame, the Stoic response is to defend your honor with reason and truth. This doesn't mean engaging in petty arguments or retaliating with anger, but rather calmly and assertively correcting the misinformation. By refusing to forgive without first addressing the false accusations, you protect your reputation and uphold your commitment to justice. This approach also helps to prevent future instances of unjust blame, as it sends a clear message that you will not allow yourself to be wrongfully accused without a response. Furthermore, this stance reinforces your self-respect and integrity. In the face of unjust blame, the Stoic remains calm, rational, and focused on the truth. By standing up for yourself in these situations, you maintain your dignity and demonstrate that you will not tolerate unfair treatment. When boundaries are violated. Boundaries are essential for maintaining healthy relationships and a balanced life. They protect your time, energy, and well-being. When someone repeatedly violates your boundaries, forgiving them without addressing the issue can lead to a pattern of disrespect and exploitation. The Stoics emphasize the importance of self-discipline and respect, both for oneself and others. In Stoicism, the idea of autarkia, or self-sufficiency, is crucial. This concept involves taking responsibility for your own life and ensuring that your actions are in line with your values and needs. When someone crosses your boundaries, it's a violation of your autonomy and a threat to your self-sufficiency. Instead of forgiving and moving on, the Stoic approach is to address the boundary violation directly. Communicate clearly and assertively that such behavior is unacceptable and will not be tolerated. If the person continues to disrespect your boundaries, it may be necessary to distance yourself from them to protect your well-being. By refusing to forgive without first addressing the violation, you reinforce the importance of your boundaries and ensure that they are respected in the future. This approach not only protects your personal space but also helps to maintain healthy, balanced relationships based on mutual respect. When your efforts are undermined. Your efforts, whether in work, relationships, or personal growth, are a reflection of your dedication and values. When someone undermines those efforts, it can be deeply frustrating and demoralizing. The Stoics believed in taking pride in one's work and striving for excellence. When your efforts are sabotaged, forgiving the offender without addressing the issue devalues your hard work and allows the behavior to continue. In Stoicism, the idea of arete, or excellence, is central to living a virtuous life. This involves doing your best in every aspect of life, whether it's your career, your relationships, or your personal development. When someone undermines your efforts, they are not just attacking your work, they are attacking your commitment to excellence. Rather than forgiving the offense and moving on, the Stoic approach is to confront the issue head-on. Make it clear that your efforts are valuable and that any attempt to undermine them will not be tolerated. This might involve a difficult conversation or taking steps to ensure that your work is respected and appreciated. By refusing to forgive without first addressing the sabotage, you protect the integrity of your work and reinforce your commitment to excellence. This approach also helps to prevent future instances of undermining, as it sends a clear message that your efforts are not to be taken lightly. When forgiveness would enable harm. There are situations where forgiving someone would only enable further harm, either to yourself or others. In such cases, Stoicism advises against forgiveness. Instead, the focus should be on preventing further damage and protecting those who might be vulnerable. This is not about seeking revenge, but about upholding justice and preventing future harm. The Stoic virtue of prudence, or practical wisdom, is essential in these situations. Prudence involves making decisions that are in line with your values and that protect your well-being. When forgiving someone would only enable them to continue their harmful behavior, it is not wise or virtuous to do so. Instead of forgiving, take decisive action to prevent further harm. This might involve setting firm boundaries, seeking justice, or even removing the person from your life altogether. The key is to act in a way that protects yourself and others from future harm, while also upholding your commitment to justice and virtue. By refusing to forgive in these situations, you demonstrate the importance of protecting yourself and others from harm. This approach not only upholds your values, but also helps to create a safer, more just environment for everyone involved. Forgiveness is often portrayed as the ultimate virtue, but Stoicism teaches us that there are times when it is not the right choice. In these 10 situations, holding firm to your principles, setting boundaries, and refusing to forgive can protect you from further harm and reinforce the values that guide your life. Remember, Stoicism is about living virtuously, not passively. By choosing not to forgive in these situations, you assert your strength, protect your integrity, and remain true to your path.